This program is brought to you by Newfoundland and Labrador Tourism. Find yourself here where the dawn breaks first, at the very edge of the earth and the most easterly place in North America.
We're here at the ceremonial start of the Targa Newfoundland 2007. The cars behind me are taking off at 30-second intervals. We've got visiting dignitaries and bagpipers, and these cars behind me are taking off for the motorsports experience of a lifetime. Newfoundland, Canada is a place of astonishing beauty, of tranquil harbors and fishing villages, cliffs overlooking the bays. But once a year, the assistance of over 2,000 volunteers, 70 communities, and 3 levels of government make it possible for these crews to race their cars through this place. But sadly, most of them won't get any time to enjoy it. Targa Newfoundland is one of 3 all-tarmac Targa events in the world. The others are held in Tasmania and New Zealand. Starting in Newfoundland's historic capital of St. John's, competitors race across 2,200 kilometers of open road across the Avalon Peninsula, the Burin Peninsula, and along the sea-swept northern coast. For 5 grueling days, various classes of fully prepared rally cars, mostly stock production cars, and vintage classic cars mix it up, competing flat out and at speeds up to 200 kilometers per hour. Every day, from sunup to sundown, they will compete in 6 to 10 stages in a test of endurance for both man and machine, racing on the windiest, narrowest, most scenic roads in Canada. When it's all over, some of these cars will make it to the finish line, many won't. Many contestants from last year's Targa Newfoundland race are here to test fate once again and hopefully improve their luck this time around.
Last year we were coming off speed section doing around 180 kilometers an hour. Actually made the turn, but the car kept going sideways. I don't remember anything after Greg saying gas it.
I was very fortunate. I didn't lose consciousness at all, and more concerned about my driver at that point, that he was okay. I'm going to make sure I keep the reins on him pretty tight this year.
Mazda's here with 2 cars, basically because this is a perfect event for to showcase the vehicles. Targa Newfoundland is fun. The Newfoundland people are fabulous, and the event obviously is performance.
Now, wait a minute, here's a guy that I didn't know I was going to see here at Targa Newfoundland. Last year, we saw your car where?
Oh, you saw my car on the road, in various car parks, in various arenas, and in the water. It's going to need an engine rebuild.
What brought you back this year?
Well, I'm helping Tony and Ryan Kloosterman on this event, the service crew, and it's hard to stay away.
Mini is back again this year with at least one of their cars. The blue Mini that experienced an off-road excursion at last year's Targa has been retired from competition. But perennial competitor Jim Kenzie is back with his little red Mini. As usual, he will be a car to watch.
4th year for this little car. It's been a tremendous car for us, surprisingly quick, and again, it's as reliable as a brick through a plate glass window. So,
last year, Team Gooch, Father Mike and son Jacob struggled with direction and communication. They're back again with some support from Mazda and a new plastic wrap by LE Detail for their car. The problem is that underneath that shiny new look is the same old Mazda. But they now have the experience of last year's Targa, and in this event, anything can happen. Mixing it up on the course with the amateurs are world-class drivers who will be pulling out all the stops to win. Last year's overall winners, Glenn Clark and Evan Gamblin, are back, but the big question is, can they make it 2 in a row? Favorites Judd Buchanan and Jim Adams are back in their vintage muscle car, a 1967 Acadian Canso. Don't let the age of this car fool you. It's a 40-year-old car rebuilt with brand new racing technology.
Let the fun begin. Yeah, exactly. We're ready for it, and let's go. Let's go.
At Targa Newfoundland 2007, we've got some interesting new cars.
This year, running with my daughter, Melissa. Melissa has really no fear. We've had her on the track. That's why she's navigating on drive, because I do have fear.
I'm super excited. I can't wait to get out there. I love driving my dad. He feels like I'm on a roller coaster.
I'm a fisherman from the west coast of Vancouver Island in British Columbia. My wife decided to buy me a entry into the Targa race for a Christmas present. Much to my surprise, it was better than the jacket.
Blank. I just want to get out there in the Mazda Speed 3 and drive as if I stole it.
This is a 2007 Lexus GS 450H, and the H stands for hybrid. Mark, you're an experienced racer and journalist, you know cars. What's it like to drive this car at the Targa Newfoundland?
It's going to be a very exciting challenge because it's all new to the event. I'm all new to the event. I have the great privilege of having Jean-Francois as a navigator who's highly experienced and has won the event twice in the Grand Touring category. Every minute I'm discovering how important the communication is.
We watched your TV show last year, and there was a lot of father and son teams, and my dad and I have done a lot of racing together in the past. I called Dad over to our house, I showed him the video, and at the end I said to him, "So Dad, you want to go racing again?"
I said yes immediately. And I was a winner of the Canadian Grand Prix in 1969.
For me, this is kind of an opportunity to thank my father for the years that he's invested in me, and we're going to have some fun this week, and it's my kind of thank you to him.
We're in Argentia, Newfoundland for the start of the competitive stages of Targa Newfoundland 2007, and right now the rubber hits the road. The clock starts for these cars as soon as they cross that line for this amazing motorsports adventure.
When we come back, more action from Targa Newfoundland.
Closed captioning of Targa Newfoundland is brought to you by Newfoundland and Labrador Tourism, where the sun rises first in North America on the most easterly edge of the continent.
So it's all on the line now. 2,200 kilometers of road stretch out ahead in what has been referred to as the Iron Man of motorsports. Some of these cars have been worked on for months. Others, with just safety modifications required by Targa, are right off the showroom floor. When it's over, some of these racers will be standing on a podium. For others, it'll be a long drive home with their wrecked cars on the back of a flatbed truck. Starting in the capital of St. John's on the Avalon Peninsula, competitors travel through the towns of Argentia, Placentia, Osprey Trail, Northwest Brook, Gooseberry Cove, and Addytown. How you feeling starting in this car instead of your usual Mustang?
Well, I talked to the pastor, and he said a special prayer for me.
I need some Prozac or heart medication. This is so exciting.
The cars competing in Targa are allowed to race up to speeds of 200 kilometers per hour. It's always a race between the heavy American muscle cars and the smaller, lighter European and Japanese sports cars. The big block cars like the Cansos, the Mustangs, and the Camaros were built in another era when cheap displacement ruled. These cars developed huge power at low RPM with their big V8 engines. They're always crowd favorites as they thunder around the course competing with the newer, lighter, and higher engineered German and Japanese cars. These BMWs and Mazdas have power plants that are only a fraction of the size of the older American cars, but have to rev much higher for 5 full days. The co-drivers in all the Targa Newfoundland cars have some kind of computer in front of them to help them compute average speeds and the distances they have to go. This is one of the best. It's a time-wise, and this one's been built specifically for Targa Newfoundland. You got a whole bunch of functions here. You can input the distance you have to go on the stage, the speed you have to go, how far you've gone already you can read out, and it tells you whether or not you're behind. Right now you'd have to go 124 kilometers an hour in order to make it up to the end of the stage. The co-driver's job is to use this thing to tell the driver how fast they have to drive. And the co-driver's job also is to go down this set of notes. These are called tulip diagrams that tell them what direction to go at what mileages. You'll hear the drivers and co-drivers talking in car about what corners are coming up. That comes from here, and the communication is essential. What are you hoping to take home from Targa Newfoundland 2007?
We're actually hoping to finish. It's our first time. We actually lost a player and our mechanic was upgraded to navigator. So, you know, we're running short and we're doing the best we can.
Only a half day of competition down out of 5 days of competition, and already we're seeing teams with problems. Mark Racine, Honda CRX, off the road in Placentia. And Ivan Shelton and Austin Healy, both off the road in Placentia and may not be able to continue. Stefan LeBlanc in his Mercury Cougar hit a wall. And very importantly, Glenn Clark, last year's winner, having ignition problems and losing time. His repeat win is in jeopardy.
We were doing fine. We caught up to a competitor, caught up to an Echo out there. And this is, again, the first time I'm in that situation, a Targa stage, passing a car. We passed it cleanly.
And by coincidence, when I said 290-degree right, there was a right turn there, but that wasn't the right one to take. It was 200 meters down, so we turned.
One car coming right at us, basically. Turned around, and we shot back behind the Echo once again, because he had turned around quickly, and quicker than we did. And then the 240SX stuck between the two of us. The driver pulled over, the two of us, the Nissan and our car, we passed the Echo, and that's the way we finished 2 corners later.
One of the challenges of Targa Newfoundland, like any rally, is that it runs on real roads, and real roads have real problems. Now here you're looking at a corner, it's a bit of a gentle corner up this hill, but if you want to take a good apex on this corner and shave off some time, you'd cut into this gravel. It's a bit of an aggressive strategy, but you'll see the fastest drivers do it to save a fraction of a second. Now the problem is that when they do that, they throw some gravel out onto the road, which makes it harder for the cars that follow them to go around the corner. It's a trade-off you're going to see all the time, the risk of cutting the corner, making up some time, and a car that goes through doesn't care what happens to the car behind him. He may prefer to throw some gravel out. But one of the challenges of a rally on real roads is real problems like this.
This road here looks very interesting. A lot of different surface changes. It's wet and dry in bunch of different spots, so it'll be interesting.
Bob Seville, Porsche 914-6. What is your strategy for getting through this event in 2007?
Stay on the road.
What are you hoping to take home at the end of it? What do you want to get out of this event?
We're going for, hopefully for top 5 and possibly win the class. That's our goal for the year.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. Oh my God.
We knew the bridge was going to be slippery on the way out. We said that. There was a marshal there slowing people down. I looked down my sight line for the road. I said, uh-oh. And at that point, I was on the brakes anyway. But I tell you, that car just went. And luckily, we managed to keep it on the road and got out of there as fast as we could. So it's a great day, yeah.
We hit a wooden bridge that was unmarked caution. We ended up rolling over into one of the famous Newfoundland ditches. Fortunately for us, there were no boulders in the ditch. And you can see the car here has got a little bit of damage here and here. We needed to replace the windshield, replace the tire. But they call this place the Rock, but I can tell you we found the only sandy spot in Newfoundland where our car rolled over. That's why it's back on the road today.
It's the end of day 1 of Targa Newfoundland 2007, and we're in the Gander Arena where the teams have the evening and all night if they want to work on the cars. Now some teams have more work to do than others. There were some big spins today on the wooden bridge. Gnu, Kimber, Turner, Montezeri all went around there, and one team, the Sevilles, bent up their 914 Porsche like a pretzel. That car's not coming back. The remaining crews and the crews that recovered now have all evening to prepare for tomorrow's battle.
Well, I have to tell people that you're secure as a man when you walk around in public with a suit that says Mini right across it.
Gander, Newfoundland is famous for its airport and its history with aviation, but today it's all about cars, because today Targa Newfoundland 2007 is flying through town. Now this is the second day of the competition. The teams are heading out on a western loop towards the community of Leading Tickles. Yesterday we saw some retirements from the rally. There's still a 14-way tie for first place, but the times that the cars have to achieve are getting faster. So right now, Targa Newfoundland takes off. Racers start their second day in Gander, Newfoundland. They pass through the towns of Glenwood, Lewisport, Point Leamington, Leading Tickles, Appleton, and return for a final stage in Gander.
We lost power coming over the bridge. Just died.
We lost power, and we think it's ignition. We're almost certain it's ignition, but where exactly is still a bit of a mystery. I mean, it could be fuel. Maybe the gauge is duffed. Maybe we're out of gas. Wouldn't that be funny or what?
Relax, please, time out.
No.
Time out.
No.
Time out.
You be quiet.
Brian, both of us, time out.
You be quiet. I don't want to talk right now.
You may wonder how we get all these great shots over the dashboard of the car. Well, it's all thanks to the Castrol Cam. Tom Silver, you're here at Leading Tickles. What are you doing on the car right now?
We lost our brakes in the first speed section.
You gonna buy some real estate in Newfoundland?
I bought some real estate in a 20-year-old tree, I think the guy told me as he was yelling at me. I assured him I would buy him a new tree. The rear axle pinched off the rear brake line and snapped it. And that's why and how we lost our rear brakes.
Pedal to the metal. I'm not holding a damn thing back. I caught Tom Silvers in a regular stage, and it's the same car last year. Tom Silvers told me what to do to the car to make it fast. Tom's the man. It's working for us. Thanks, Tom.
We're now midway through day 2 of Targa Newfoundland 2007, and we're at beautiful Leading Tickles out by the ocean. Fantastic place, great chance for the teams to stop, get a little lunch, a little moose stew or fish and chips. Time for the service crews to do some work on the cars. Some cars are taking penalties now, the rally's getting faster and faster, and now the rubber hits the road.
Well, we had some difficulty on Sunday with our drive shaft, and we thought we had it repaired, but unfortunately it looks like the power that the car's making is exceeding the mechanical ability of the drive shaft, so we've broken it again.
Well, get a drive shaft, see what the drive shaft fit his car.
Yeah, he's got a 4-cylinder Mustang, and we might be able to use the drive shaft, and then if I can find the proper adapter, we just might be able to get back in this race, so we're going to go check out his car.
How you going? Oh, Shane got that? Oh, you got this?
That's totally different. Yeah, mine's a rear-wheel drive car.
Oh, shit.
Big counterweight on it, yeah. Oh, you got more parts? Okay, we can even go over there and ask them if they've got
Get one of my truck.
Oh, gee.
Amazingly, with the help of legendary Newfoundland ingenuity, the team was able to make a repair and get back on the road. The solution? A makeshift drive shaft made from a recycled fence post. But they were eventually forced to withdraw from the race.
We made our time. I have no oil pressure.
Whoa, it's been one of those days. Is this Friday the 13th or what?
Little teeth on it.
And we think we may have a faulty oil pump. We can get back in the race. Might take us a day, but we'll get there. I'm sure not going home.
We broke the corner out. Can you get it going? Okay, I'm getting the triangles. No, I can see that. Are we close? We're about halfway.
It's the end of day 2 at Targa Newfoundland 2007, and the competition has really heated up. Increasingly, competitors are getting separated into 2 groups, those who've had problems and those who probably still will. Now that second group's getting surprisingly small. Behind me here, we've got the beautiful Toyota Corolla of Robert Gritton and Jeff Hagan. They hit something on the last stage in Gander today, bent the front of their car very badly, and they're preparing to straighten it by pulling it with a pickup truck against a light post. One of these spectators out on the stage has just handed me their fuse box. So this is what Targa Newfoundland looks like on day 2.
That wasn't good. Oh, we're having an absolute blast. We've nicknamed ourselves Team Happy. Just so much fun. We did the point in Leamington to Leading Tickles. It's the first time in 4 years we've ever zeroed it.
Beat our time by 1 second. 12:50.
12:50? Yeah, okay.
12:50. Right. We're supposed to do it in 12:51.
I've never zeroed it before.
In 1 second. Did you hear that? We zeroed it.
After the break, we'll be back with more Targa Newfoundland.
And really, we're all just waiting for each other to screw up.
The island of Newfoundland is the only place on the continent that this event can be held. Where else could you even think about closing off 2,200 kilometers of paved highways for flat-out motoring competition? The island geography is perfect for Targa Motorsports. 100,000 square kilometers of stunning geography shaped by the ocean, the shimmering inland lakes, and virgin forests that come together to provide the combination of challenges and beauty of this world-class event. But it is the Newfoundlanders themselves that make Targa what it is. Known the world over for their laid-back hospitality and their friendliness, the participating communities open their doors and their roads to the annual migration of road warriors. It's the start of day 3 of Targa Newfoundland 2007, and the story today is the weather. There's been a confluence of 3 cold fronts, and there are hurricanes coming up from the south. Suddenly it's windy and rainy, and this can change everything. The top 14 cars right now are all 2-wheel drive cars. This could be a very bad day for them as the roads get slippery and difficult. Let's see if these guys can hold on to the rock. Starting in Main Point, Davisville, competitors race down the eastern coast of Newfoundland through Fredericton, Carmanville, Musgrave Harbor, New West Valley, Greenspond, Eastport Peninsula, Port Blandford, and finally end the day in Clarenville. We're here with Scott Canoe and Judd Buchanan, two, I'd say, old age treachery competitors in Targa Newfoundland, old hats. Now, there are a bunch of other guys up at the front of this rally right now. I would have expected to see you guys up at the front. What is your guys' strategy right now?
The strategy is keep it on the road today. It's the same as it was last year. Hey, Judd.
I think so, yeah. I think it's staying in the hunt. I mean, the guys are up there, but that's fine. The rally hasn't started yet. A bit of it starts after lunch, and the real rally starts tomorrow. So.
And Judd is right. You know, it really starts tomorrow. As long as you can see the competition at this point, and you haven't made any big blunders, then it's anyone's game.
This is the equalizer when the all-wheel drive comes out. We've zeroed most of the stages today, dry timed a couple of them, and the car's working perfect. We were running lame yesterday, and it's working perfect today. So as long as the weather keeps up here for a little while, I'm the only one out doing the rain dance.
One of the interesting things about Targa Newfoundland is the wide variety of cars that you see competing. Now, this is a 1963 Mini Cooper. It's a small displacement car. It's been somewhat modified, and it's from the early 60s. And there's a special class for that. It's the 300 series class, small displacement modified. On an example stage in Targa Newfoundland, this car would have had to run 106 kilometers an hour average over the whole stage in order not to take penalties. Moving on, we've got the evolution of that car. It's the new Mini Cooper. This one's supercharged. It's a lot more powerful. It has a lot more technology for traction and other things. And this car on that same example stage would have had to go 120 kilometers an hour in order not to take penalties. Moving down the line, we've got the Subaru Canada entry of the Impreza WRX Turbo. Very competent car, all-wheel drive, turbocharged, able to hold onto the road. And this car would have had to average 126 kilometers an hour in order not to take penalties on that stage. So by setting different average speeds that these cars have to maintain in order not to take penalties, the Targa organizers have ensured that they could all compete on a level playing field.
Yeah, we were out of water. The water pump gasket blew coming out of the last stage. We had it temporarily sealed until they put the pressure cap back on. And then it blew again, and we rigged up a hose so Tony could fill it on the fly. So we put a hose into the top of the radiator, and he was driving along filling her up. And the temperature was just climbing and climbing. We were on our time, but we just couldn't hang in there, and smoke seized up. So we're toast, I'm afraid, but that's the way it goes. She went well when she was going. Next year.
Right now the cars are going to go to the green spawn stage. Very twisty, very difficult, very exposed. Some cars are worried about being blown right off the island. Let's see how they do.
First time here, I'm loving it. The hospitality here is incredible. The scenery is absolutely beautiful. The roads are a little bumpier than I expected, but I think you just got to drive a little bit more carefully. You got to do your turn-ins a little earlier, and you got to do your braking zones a little bit earlier, and just be cautious but quick. When you don't drive what you can't see, and when you do get a shot, you hit the pedal and you let her go.
Roy Hopkins, you were leading overall at Targa Newfoundland last night, right?
That's what they tell us. I think we came in clear this morning, maybe a second on one stage, but it's going okay. It's pretty challenging out there in the rain. We're skating around a lot.
Now you got 72 other cars behind you, all trying to make their times and claw up on you. How do you feel about your competitive chances now that you're doing very well in the rally?
Well, the nice thing is you can't get time back. So anybody that gets points, and really we're all just waiting for each other to screw up.
There's so much history here, and if there's a downside to Targa, as we go through it all so fast, we don't get a chance to meet the people, see some of the beautiful scenery, and learn a bit about the history. This place we're in right here, for example, has a tremendous amount of history to it. We have a great lunch here, but we're in and out in 20 minutes, half an hour, and who knows when we'll be back until maybe next year.
It's the end of day 3 of Targa Newfoundland 2007, and we're here in the Clarenville Arena. All the teams are working on their cars. Now, the really heavy weather didn't come in today, so the all-wheel drive modern cars didn't get as big an advantage as expected. The two-wheel drive classic cars are still doing very well. But right now what's happening is the teams are preparing their cars for Thursday and Friday because the race speeds up. The target times they have to achieve get faster and faster. So we're preparing for a great race to the finish.
When it's a fast stage, it's a very fast car. Unbelievable.
In 25 years of testing cars as a journalist, I honestly don't remember having driven a car so hard for so long on such hard roads. I swear, I'm so impressed. Hybrids are not the future, hybrids are the present. This car is proving it. And I honestly feel that the 4 days plus the prologue that we've done, honestly, personally, I feel it was training for tomorrow.
Targa 2007 will be right back after these messages.
It's the start of day 4 of Targa Newfoundland 2007, and today is going to be a really challenging day. Now, the top 3 teams right now: Roy Hopkins in the BMW 2002, Chip Brunner in a Mustang Shelby, and Tim Sanderson in a Porsche 911. These are not guys who we're used to seeing right at the front. In fact, the last car has never been at Targa Newfoundland before. Now, some of the veterans, Judd Buchanan in the 67 Acadian Canso, and Scott Gnu and Glenn Clark, these guys are just a little bit behind, and they have to rely on today to be the day that they can overhaul these leaders if they have any chance of winning. But all these guys are going to be flat out into Marystown tonight. Day 4 takes place entirely on the Burin Peninsula, with stages traveling through the communities of Little Bay East, Harbor Mill, Mooring Cove, Marystown, Garnish, Fortune, and Frenchman's Cove. I just talked to Glenn Clark, and he says he's on the beat Judd schedule now. He's just trying to beat Judd. What are you trying to do?
Stay ahead of Glenn.
Get back, I gotta see this. I can't back up. You have to. I cannot back up. Ryan, please. Please, please.
What's going on here, Mr. Trinder? You've been doing very well, running in the top 10 overall, but you're looking kind of dejectedly, your Datsun 240.
It's blown. It's toast. Dropped a valve. At least 2 cylinders, maybe 3 cylinders are dead. We're done. We were 5th overall this morning, so it makes it really tough. Don't think it'll fire, but we're going to try push starting it and see.
Judd, you got a bunch of guys you're fighting against, you haven't had to fight against in Targa Newfoundland before. How you feeling about your position?
Humble. I think we're just suffering a little bit from the wet, maybe more so than usual, but I don't have a great car for the wet, and try not to do anything silly. So we'll see. I mean, one of the guys in front of us, his car is broken now, and I think it's starting, but I may feel different at the end of the rally, but we'll see how it goes.
Looks like the push start worked for the Datsun. He'll now have to complete the race with 2 of his 6 cylinders out of action.
Watch this water here, right, hard right. Right, hard right.
Almost hit a house. So that was kind of a bit of a hairy moment.
Good. Turn the defrost on. Good stuff. Oh, get back.
We literally backed up, took off, and about 5 minutes later, a BMW came in and nailed the same house.
Now, Nick, have you heard of this house's history?
As soon as I got out of the car and started placing triangles, everybody was telling me, it's like, oh, that house got hit again last year. So, made me feel just a little bit better, but not really.
We're standing in front of your house here, and a car has gone into it for the 2nd year in a row. How do you feel?
We like Targa, so as long as it's being paid for, I don't care.
So maybe you're going to change your schedule for refinishing your house before next year?
Lots of tires going up there next year.
That's a good idea. Day 4 of Targa Newfoundland has now come to a close, and Roy Hopkins and Adrian Hughes in this BMW are still in the lead. But behind them, there's been a huge change in the leaderboard. Some cars have had navigational problems, some have had mechanical problems, and Glenn Clark in this Porsche 911 out with a blown motor. Now, Roy Hopkins is doing very, very well, but can't be secure in his lead because everyone's gunning for him, and now there's a sprint to the finish in St. John's.
Some days it goes your way, some days it doesn't. So this year it hasn't. We've had a really good run, can't complain. And we'll just put the car together again and be back to compete another day.
We'll be back with more Targa Newfoundland! Hooray!
Closed captioning of Targa Newfoundland is brought to you by Newfoundland and Labrador Tourism, where the sun rises first in North America on the most easterly edge of the continent.
The final day of Targa Newfoundland 2007 has dawned sunny and beautiful, and it's going to be a photo finish into St. John. Now, it's also going to be a photo finish because the race is so close. Roy Hopkins in his BMW 2002 is a little bit out ahead. Behind him, there's 6 or 7 cars very, very close to each other. Now, most of the stages today are town stages like the ones behind me, and they're very difficult. Those 6 or 7 guys are going to have to go flat out into St. John.
Today, competitors will race to the finish line at the Keg in St. John's with stages through Osprey Trail, Spaniards Bay, Bishop's Cove, Upper Island Cove, Brigus, Marysvale, Conception Harbor, Colliers, and finally Torbay. now down to the wire. After 5 whole days of racing, only seconds will spell the difference between winning and losing. The competition is now flat out, and some drivers, exhausted after 5 days of competition, have pushed too hard and are paying the price late in the race. And only a few corners down the road, let's check in with the teams as they finish Targa Newfoundland 2007. Judd, how's it feel?
It feels great, man. It feels great. Yeah.
How do you think you ended up?
Huh?
How do you think you ended up?
How I think I ended up? I think we put it on the podium. That'd be good. Maybe better. Who knows? Thanks a lot.
The top 3 overall in the Targa division. First place overall, Roy Hopkins and Adrian Hughes from Spencerport, New York in a Classic Division BMW 2002. In second place, Judd Buchanan from Campbellville, Ontario, and Jim Adams from Pickering, Ontario in their Classic Division 1967 Acadian Canso. In third, Dirk Bolger from St. Andrews, Manitoba, and Terry Milnes from East St. Paul, Manitoba in a Classic Division Austin Mini Cooper. In 7th overall, and the winner of the Modern Division was Jeff McCaig from Cobourg, Ontario, and Mike Yowski from nearby Ajax in the 2004 Mazda RX-8. The winner of the Grand Touring Unequipped Division was Alan Kearley and Greg Martin from Gander, Newfoundland in a Mazda 3 Sport. The winner of the Grand Touring Equipped Division was Michael Martin and Kathy Martin from Toronto, Ontario in a Porsche 911. Some of the competitors who did not finish: Tom Silver in his 1965 Ford Mustang with a blown engine. Bob Trinder in a 1970 Datsun 240Z, blown engine. Then there were racers that finished the race that we didn't expect to see at the finish line. Betsy, the 1959 Mini, finished despite its earlier mechanical problems. Bob and Nadine Seville, the husband and wife team in that 1970 Porsche that crashed on the bridge, they actually finished the race.
It's what we were supposed to be here. With car's a little dirty, but we got here.
Nick Papianis and Will Atkinson in that red 1988 BMW M3, they hit the house, but they still finished.
Feels great, man. We finally made it.
Robert Gritton, 1986 Toyota Corolla, made it to the end, hit a tree, kept going, and used a lamppost and a truck to straighten out the vehicle. Dennis and Levi Pippi, father and son team in that 1988 BMW M3, they crashed on day 1, but they found the only soft place on the rock, and they made it to the finish. Joe and Melissa Butler in a 1985 RX-7, team happy. They finished with smiles on their faces. Joe and Melissa, how'd that go?
Well, it was good. We survived it. We got him.
Melissa, what's going through your mind?
I feel great. I can't wait to have a beer.
Well, that's it for Targa Newfoundland 2007. All the drivers and co-drivers are in telling war stories, and some have bigger stories to tell than others. Some have had arguments with the Newfoundland scenery. Some have just made it through and have great memories to take home until next year. And a very few have been victorious and won their class or won overall, and they can carry that mantle on until the next year when they have to defend it again. But no matter whether or not they won, lost, or draw, they're all going to remember this as a special event in their lives.
It was awesome. Oh, it was awesome. We loved it.
Loved it. Coming back again, wouldn't miss it for anything. We've been running on adrenaline for 5 days, and it's just been a great experience.
Best time in the world. Come and join me.